Good morning, Scott here, known as Cantaloupe to some online, and I'm bringing a video to you on a subject that's interesting to me. It might be of interest to you or someone you know. And I want to talk about a video I just watched, a reaction to it, or moreover, the idea in the video about money, the US dollar right now, exchange rates, and some things that Trump has said recently about the US dollar. In particular, that he is favoring a weak dollar, which sounds funny. And I want to open with some observations, such as politicians will tell you what sounds good. There is a deep vein of populist rhetoric in every politician's toolbox. Trump is no exception. So he will tell you what sounds good given the context and the agenda at hand, whatever he's trying to accomplish. So I hate to use a gross analogy, but he'll hand you a cupcake with poop on it and tell you it's frosting. So let's start with that. Let's start with the fact that it's not frosting. A weak dollar is not frosting, despite what Trump says. A weak yen or a weak relationship, international exchange rate is not frosting. It doesn't help you. But he will tell you that if it happens to coincide with unavoidable realities that he's dealing with, that the country is dealing with. So my second observation, and this one might fly in the face of a lot of people, especially economists or investors or people who have believed all their lives that money is freedom. Because, in fairness, you have been told this. You've been told all your life that money is freedom. All you have to do is make the buck, and suddenly you're happy. You can buy a solution, you can buy friends, you can buy happiness, you buy freedom, right? What if, I'm just saying, what if you've been told this for a reason, just like everything else you've been told? To obtain your obedience, to distract you and redirect your attention towards something that is manageable, highly manageable, something that can be pulled out from under you, and at the end of the day, isn't even really freedom at all. What if freedom itself is freedom? What if freedom is the only real currency? And when you're trying to buy something, you're actually buying opportunities to defend yourself, for example, or to experience something important and meaningful, or to connect with people. What you're really doing is you're expanding your freedom through money as a proxy on the best of days. So with this in mind, what if, money is just a tool? It's a means unto an end. It is not success itself, but success precipitates money. You see, the order of operations matters here. Successful people who work hard, who are intelligent, talented, they tend to be rich, but it's not just because they had money to begin with. The money comes from that process. It is secreted by hard work. They say the harder you work, the luckier you get. There's a lot to that. And I don't mean to discount opportunities, opening opportunities, inheritances, people having much easier advantages growing up or being born into situations, and sometimes it makes all the difference in the world. I don't mean to minimize that or discount it. Absolutely, it's a circular thing. It's a cyclical thing where if you're born into money and you also happen to be hardworking and talented, you tend to stay rich. But it's much, much harder if you're not born into money. I don't mean to discount that at all, but there is a huge misconception that money is the answer to everything, that all your problems can be solved if only you had some cash. But this is a lie that you're told on purpose. You're told this lie to obtain your obedience, something in the form of manageability, because money has to go through the bank, has to go through your card, has to go through your employer. It is tracked, it is managed, it is known. Whereas barter, and I'm not suggesting we go back to barter, but that we understand why it has become illegal. Barter is in fact illegal, last I checked. Barter is doing business without money. It's you trade things. You trade items or services for other items or services without any kind of currency in between. And this is how historically, presumably, humans have done it all throughout history, up until the point where money became the dominant thing, so that obviously you can be taxed, right? That's a huge part of it. If we can keep track of where all the money is going, we can tax you. Everything seems to cycle back to some form of taxation, some form of obedience and taxation, your service to the government. So I would just caution people to question their assumptions, question the things you were told in school, question the so-called wisdom of society that all you really need is more resources to get something done. Because the real currency, if you want to look at it, besides freedom, freedom's one of them. The real currency is mobility. It's the ability to affect change in your life. It's autonomy. It's having power to do things. Money can help that. It's a means unto expediting that, but it is not the thing itself. Yeah, it's very important to understand the difference. Hopefully that makes sense. As far as crypto, he mentions crypto. Yeah, no, the whole thing was designed to upend our economic system, as far as I can tell, and it ended up being subjugated to our economic system. Unfortunately, at this time, you can't deal in crypto in a distributed fashion like it was designed originally. It all has to go through exchanges. It's very carefully regulated. It's highly centralized. There are only a handful of exchanges, and they are all extremely extremely managed and supervised by centralized authorities. So there's no escape there. There was at one point, but not anymore. They got a handle on it. Reach out if you like with questions or comments to whitehotrobot@gmail.com. Thank you.